Will MultiVersus reach its potential? Today, I'm going to be answering that question. Since the relaunch, it's had a meh start. Or you could say bad, I'm not going to lie. I was truly expecting better, I'll be honest. But it's not dead. I see some people comment and being over dramatic saying it's dead already and blah blah blah. But it's not. It's clearly still got a player base. Not as big as I was expecting, but it's still there. It's surviving. But will that number rise? Will it reach the potential most of us thought it would hit? I'm going to explain to you what I think could help MultiVersus reach that potential. I wouldn't still be grinding out this game if I didn't believe they could do it. I do truly believe they can, but hey, I said that about the beta and well, look what happened there. So this is the second life and there is no third. It's basically now or never. If they fail, this game is done. But if they do come back, which I believe they can, as I just said, this is how they're gonna do it. But before I get into it, if you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button to be up to date with all my content or to be updated when I live stream. So will this game reach its potential, or really, how will it reach its potential? First, I do want to mention about the stats of the player base. I've noticed a lot of people say, oh man, it dropped 90% of its players, or 95, you know, when it hit its peak of 150,000 back in the beta, even hit 100,000 when it was the relaunch. But I never take that seriously because it was never going to sustain that many players. No fighter in history has ever sustained that many players. Look, we can look at Tekken, we can look at Street Fighter 6. I mean, these two are some of the biggest fighters right now. I mean, Street Fighter is the biggest right now. And even there, you can see the peak is nowhere near the current amount of players. Yes, the peak players wasn't close to MultiVersus, and MultiVersus is a free game, so of course it's going to get more players. But at the same time, Street Fighter is already an established game. I mean, it is the most popular, biggest fighting game out there. Fighters don't generally keep 50,000 players. That's why when people said, oh, how could they go from 150 or 100k down to 5 and 10k, because even the best of the best games, fighters I mean, can't maintain that many players. However, I do want to show an example. Just because MultiVersus has gone down now does not mean it can't rise again, and the best example is Brawlhalla. At the beginning, when the game first came out, it didn't have that many players, but as you see throughout the months, it started growing and growing, and now many years later, look how big it is now. That's because they've had time to balance the game, add things in, and just establish itself. And I do believe MultiVersus can do the same thing. So firstly, I'm going to start with the most obvious one, the potential characters that could join this game. I'm going to be honest, I think the character selection has been trash so far. I mean, I really don't get some of these character choices. I mean, look, I like the design of Gizmo and Stripe, but why are they in the game now? I mean, their films were in, what, in the 80s or 90s? Like, who knows them? Like, why? Even Black Adam. Don't get me wrong, I love Black Adam's personality, I love his taunts, and he has a cool moveset, but I don't even think he's top 30 most popular DC characters. But I get why they did it, because obviously the movie flopped, so now that means the character was basically a flop, because he's not a name that's going to bring in thousands of players. And look at the latest ones, they're bringing in Beetlejuice. I mean, again, I know the film's coming out, but his original film was what, in the 80s again? Kids and teenagers aren't gonna know this guy, so why are they gonna be hyped for him? People around my age don't even know him really. If you're born in the 90s, like, you might know him if you watched as a kid, or if like parents showed you, or older siblings, whatever, but if you wasn't shown it, you're not gonna know him. And I don't think you're gonna care. Like, I don't care about him. These characters can join, but later, once the game's established. Why are they wasting character selections on these types of characters when we want to bring more players in? When we bring more players in, the game will make more money, and then they can use that money on whatever they need to for the game. We need to bring in characters that are gonna get people hyped, like the Ben 10s, Daffy. I mean, they don't even have Scooby yet. I know he's gonna be finally coming in season 3, I believe, because of the comic. But why is he not in the base roster? That makes no sense. Other big names like Scorpion, I really don't know why no more combat characters in the game yet. Godzilla, maybe licenses issues, but he would be massive. They could even bring in characters like John Wick, because I'm pretty sure that's Warner Bros. And he's in today's era of like popular fictional characters. I can guarantee he can bring in a lot of players. My point is, forget the nostalgia right now and forget characters who were in the 80s. Bring in characters who everyone knows, kids, teenagers, adults, that will bring hype to this game, that will bring players back to the game and bring up the views and the player count. Samurai Jack's an amazing choice, and he's got a lot of nostalgia. But if you look at the numbers, yeah, for the first few days it brought up numbers, but now it's starting to go back down again. Because people in the 90s and early 2000s and 80s and so on will know him. But there hasn't been anything really later on him in like 2010s and onwards. Don't get me wrong, I still think he was an amazing character and he should be in the game. Yeah, he might not be as popular, but he's a very good early character, because who doesn't love a samurai? You know, anyone who just decides, let me play MultiVersus, and they see a samurai, boom. So yeah, character choices. They need to stop adding in these unknown or small fan base characters. I mean, there's been some leaks I've heard of, and if they are true, I am scared for the future of MultiVersus, because some of them are just like, why? Why are you bringing this character in? Another thing, more game modes. Now, I can't give you like 10, 15 different game modes. I mean, there shouldn't be. Like, it's a fighting game at the end of the day, so you can't ask for too much. It can't be like Fortnite or Roblox or whatever like them, because it is a fighter. You have to still keep it as fighting base. But I do have 3 suggestions. One, I got this from Mortal Kombat. I think it was Deadly Alliance. They had a chess mode where you have a chessboard. You pick a character for pawns, you pick a character for a rook, bishop, king, queens, and so on. And you basically play chess, but if you take your opponent's piece, like in a chessboard, you battle, but you'll get like a bonus, like extra attack, or your opponent gets less life, or so on. Basically, you'll get the advantage, because in chess, you took their piece, but you still get to fight. I just think that was such an amazing idea. I don't think they would ever do that, but I just love it, and I just wish any other fighter would do that again. Only ever seen in that Mortal Kombat game. Number 2, squad battles. 5v5 or 3v3. As soon as one character is defeated, it will just jump in your next character. I think that would be such a cool idea. Me, I don't care, me personally, because I'm a one-man army, but I know there's a lot of players who would love that. It is a cool concept, I can't lie. It's such a simple idea, and I think they could easily implement into the game. And the last game mode they should add is tournament mode. Now, I know in like Street Fighter, even 5, and I'm not sure about Tekken, I think it is in Tekken as well, and probably in some other fighters, they had a tournament mode. The only way we can enter tournaments now is by going on Start GG or like finding one on Discord or something. There should be a dedicated game mode. It doesn't even have to be like an amazing official one. It could just be like you join it and it's only 16 players. I remember doing that for Smash Bros. Smash Bros wasn't the greatest because they only gave you 2 stocks instead of the usual 3. But I liked doing it because it was fun. 8 players, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, boom. And it was just fun. I liked it. But MultiVersus could do something like that, but even better. Maybe it's 32 players, or 16 at least. 3 stocks. Tournament rules, but it's not like bans and stuff. Just do random, generic maps, but obviously hazards off. 3 stocks, best of 1 or best of 3, and then you go to the next round. Simple, very simple, and it would honestly make the game a lot more interesting online. Another thing that would help this game reach its potential, and this is more for individual players, they should bring back more perks, because I think the selection right now is so bad. They had so many options and variety back in the beta, and they took out so much. I really don't understand that. I know they're probably gonna say because they had to switch to Unreal Engine, but the selection right now is so bad. I feel like everyone basically has like the same things. Well, back in the beta, there was a lot more variety. They definitely need to bring back more perks. Especially when you get so many perk currencies, but you're not going to use them because there's barely any good ones. Another is replays. When you're battling, if you lose or win, sometimes you do want to watch what you did wrong or what you did right. I really don't understand how there's still no replay system in this game. The only way you can record your matches is if you record straight from your console or your PC. I feel like fighters have had replay systems for a long time, because this is how you improve your gameplay. Like, this is how you see your mistakes, or what combo you did, what was amazing when you did it one time. You're like, oh shit, how did I do that? If you don't record, you're pissed. That's it. Like, you kind of just have to remember off the top of your head. Again, something so simple like the perks. You need to add that in. Replays have to be in a fighting game. And lastly, it's the training mode. The training mode is atrocious. The beta wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was just like, it was meh. But we were hoping by now it would be much better. Oh my gosh, it's the worst training mode I've ever seen in a fighting game. The fact that it doesn't even show you what's true combos or not, even if you put on hit stun, dodge, sometimes the AI just doesn't even dodge. It makes it look true, but it's not true. And it's annoying that if you want to make the AI punch, but you're past that option, you have to keep scrolling until you go back to punch. It's Oh man, I honestly believe PS2 fighters had better training modes. PS2, they really have to fix up, and I'm hoping in the next mid-season patch they upgrade it. Show us the hit stuns, what's true and not. Have a system like in Street Fighter. I know they're not gonna have anything close to that because Street Fighter 6 just has the best training mode. I loved it, where it shows your frames on when it's active, when you can cancel, when you can be punished, or record the CPU doing a movement or doing a certain move so you can react to it or practice against it. Basically copy Street Fighter 6 training mode. It'll be difficult, but honestly that is the best training mode. And if you could get anything even 50% of that, it would make the training mode just beautiful. But right now it's shit. It's like there's, bro, I would be surprised if anyone who plays this game says the training mode's okay. Not even good, but just saying okay. It's bad. It's so bad. So those three things really would help, like the individual perks, replays, and improving the training mode so we can actually train, like reactions or combos. Like I would love to just get Taz doing his tornado so I can start practicing to parry it, but I can't. I just have to practice against a CPU actually fighting, but then I might have to wait 15 seconds every time he does a tornado, or go online and hope I find a Taz. It can be frustrating. Now the last thing I believe that could help this game grow and reach that potential, which will come in time because there's no way this can't, but balance the game, balance the combos. I mean, there's too many characters who just get you with a jab and they can combo you 0 to 50. 0 to 40, and it doesn't matter what your life is on. As soon as they get that jab, they can pretty much get a kill if you're like at 90 HP. They need to work somehow on the hitboxes for these jabs because some of them are so long and they can confirm into ridiculous damage. And the DI is just not that good in this game. I wish they could do something similar to Smash Bros, where in Smash Bros my main was Bowser. If I get caught by Mario combo and I'm at 0%, yes, he can combo me from 0 to 40, 50, depending if there's platforms, even 60. But if he tries to combo me when I'm at 50 or 60, you can actually DI out of his combo. But in this game, it just feels like no. Unless you're like at 130%, then you can. Because when you bounce off the floor, you fly too high for them. But if they don't make you bounce, you're just stuck still. And I just think the higher you are on percentage, the easier you should DI out. And I don't think they do that enough. I really think they need to improve on the DI system because yeah, the higher you are, the less true combos there should be. And I don't know why they removed this. I personally love the idea of it. Attack Decay. I really felt that was good. It stopped people spamming the same moves and people who kept doing the same combos, which required like their jabs, for example. By having Attack Decay, that automatically makes their combos not true and they don't do as much damage. I loved it. I really don't know why they removed it. I like the idea. Especially when you go against the people just spam. That really just says no more spamming, learn to play the game. And I actually do hope they bring it back. I know they did that update where I think you do less damage when you're doing hit stun moves if you keep doing the same ones. But if you're still stuck in a full combo, it just doesn't feel like it's done anything really. But Attack Decay, you can actually get out of a combo. But there you have it. That is what I think they need to reach MultiVersus potential. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I do think this game can become one of the most popular fighters. I'm not saying Street Fighter level, but I think it can surpass games like Brawlhalla, and it can become the next game to join Evo. But they have a lot to work on. And if they work on those things I've mentioned, I think by the time it gets to the next Evo, they will be there. As I said, I'm grinding out this game. I play only this game, so I do hope it succeeds. It would suck if it fails again, because then, yeah, that's the second time I grinded this game for no reason. So I'm going to stick it out until the end, but I hope there is no end. But only time will tell. Please, Tony and the development team, look at what I just listed and work on them. Stop releasing trash characters. I beg you. I know some of you must love them, like the Wicked Witch and Beetlejuice and stuff, but please think of your audience. Think of characters who everyone knows and who is relevant to today's era. If you enjoyed this video, would appreciate it if you left a thumbs up, and as I mentioned, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. With that all being said, it's time for me to go. Have a good weekend and catch you on the next video or stream. Slauser is out.